All right, here with offensive line coach JB Grimes. Coach, you talked about getting used to your guys, learning more about your guys. Now you're a little over halfway through spring practice. What do you think you've got with this group, and how satisfied are you with where they're at right now?
Well, I think we've got them in the right spots. I think, with the exception of a couple of guys, we may get a few more snaps. I think we've got our people in the right place. Now it's about developing. We've got to develop them. We've got to continue to really work toward playing with better pad levels, better hand and hat placement, and really get better at just getting vertical and running the football. That's what we've got to get better at.
How satisfied are you with the depth of this group? I know that was a concern some had, that because of attrition, you've kind of lost some numbers. How happy are you with the depth of this group and what you're seeing?
Well, we're gonna have to use some guys that aren't quite there physically. We've got Reed on us, who's 260 pounds. I think he's going to be a really good player. He's got to have a great summer. I mean, he's got to really get in the weight room and develop physically. Keith Minor's a kid who moved over from the defensive line. I really like his athleticism. He's 265 pounds. He's got to develop physically. We're still in the process of developing a center. We've got to develop a backup center. I think Niehaus and Garrett Campbell, I think we've got those guys in the right place. And then we've got to find out, about Will Sturr, and we've got this young man named Morgan James. It's a kid he's not a kid. I say sir to him. He's 25 years old, and he's never played. He hadn't played much football, but he's got a lot of physical talent. So we've got to develop some depth. It's not there yet.
Right.
Bottom line is, it's not there yet, but there's athletes enough to develop.
When you came in, the first couple days, there was some movement within that first group. Since then, that group has been pretty set. Are you satisfied with what you're seeing in terms of your first group?
We may, right now, our first unit, I think, is where it needs to be. We may make a couple of changes here and there in that second unit, just to shake the room up a little bit. After that first Saturday, we really went in there and we shook that room up, and I think the guys were in a little bit of a comfort zone. I didn't want them in a comfort zone. I wanted them uncomfortable. So that's what we did.
How happy have you been with the run game, them adjusting to playing a little bit more downhill, getting a little bit more push, being more aggressive?
We're getting better. We're not there yet. I in my former job, I fought like crazy to get outside zone and never could get it in because I had those guys where I wanted them from a getting vertical standpoint. And then Zach asked me the other day, he said, "Are you ready to put in outside zone?" And I said, "No, I'm not." So people think I'm crazy, they think I've lost my mind. But it's simply because we've got to get them fitting up on double teams better. When we get that, then the outside zone, the perimeter stuff will come.
Passing game, are you satisfied with what you're seeing there? There haven't been a lot of problems there in terms of...
Yeah, we're getting there. They're starting to learn the difference between vertical sets and slide sets and things like that. So, we've got to get to where we use our hands better. That's one thing we're not real good at. You got to be better hand athletes.
How's working with Zach been so far?
You
get on it?
Very, very, very cool, calm, collected guy. I don't know whether you guys notice it in the media at these scrimmages, but the guy just
writes the script and watches.
He doesn't get his feathers ruffled, and I like that in a guy calling plays.
You ruffle him a little bit?
No. I stay out of his way.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Right,
appreciate it. JB Grimes. Thank you.